Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Today's heart-centered practice comes from my mother and is dedicated to my mother. One of my mother's main spiritual teachings to me was to stop outlining. Outlining is a form of planning. It's basically future thinking about what we want and picturing it so that we are creating this whole scenario that we hope will happen, that will make us feel good or safe or happy or connected or loved. But as you can see from this photo, and as you can see from the whole metaphor of what outlining basically does not bring us life. Outlining puts boundaries and barriers around what we think will bring us joy and love and happiness and connection. Because when we're outlining, we're listening to our human will and not to the power of love, which always has a much better idea for us. And so, in honor of my mother, I'm sharing her teaching about stopping outlining. Basically, she used to tell me this story about a man who longed to own a Buick. He would pass it every day on the way to work. He would pray to God to have the Buick. Every single day, this went on and on and on and on and on until finally God had had enough. And when the man was down on his knees one night, God, who in my mother's story sounded like he was in the garment district in New York, said to the man, all right, you can have the Buick. But for you, I had in mind the Cadillac. My mother would tell me that story all the time. Whenever I had this idea of what it was I wanted, and I was drawing it out and inking in the lines and coloring it in because I knew how I wanted it to be. And my mother would say, remember, the Buick or the Cadillac? I can't say that I always loved hearing that, but I can say that she usually, always was right. And I knew it. I knew that it was just me grasping and holding on. And so I'm sharing this right now because all of us are trying to outline what the future of our world looks like. And when we do, we're just letting ourselves color within some very nebulous lines because none of us know what's possible. Sure, it feels safer to think of the Buick out there that we think is going to make us feel safe or loved or have our economy back or feel healthy or whole. But if we can let love take the wheel in our individual lives and let that roll out around all of our existences, then we actually have a chance to create a new way of being, a new paradigm, a new possibility of living that can heal a lot of the things that weren't and aren't very good and that we are being shown right now aren't very good. So let's agree in our own lives to learn how to stop outlining and to invite love to take the wheel as we drive forward into this future together. This is how we take love viral, the love that heals. So today on Mother's Day, to honor my mother, I'm going to give this a try. Will you join me? Let's do what our mothers tried to teach us, to love. And even if they didn't do it perfectly, they gave us this life to make that possible. Let's let love take the wheel and love this world whole. Happy Mother's Day, everyone.